Here today, we are looking ahead to DraftKings for Friday, October 10th. As normal, if you guys go ahead and like the video, leave a like. I definitely do appreciate the support, and also hit that subscribe button as well for more NBA, Fanduel, lineup advice videos, DraftKings, and price picks as well. So it was a very good night once again for us for premium for Fanduel. One of our subs won $36, so definitely not too bad. And yeah, like I said, it's only $5 for a day pass, not too bad, and $15 for the rest of the preseason, and that's per site. Obviously, FanDuel, DraftKings separately. So, if you guys want to get in on premium, would love to have you guys come join us. Check us out on our Twitter. That'll be in the comment section below. Click that link, give us a follow while you guys are there, and message us. We'll get you guys all set up. And like I said, we also have our NBA regular season pass on sale right now. If you guys want to get in on that, and you guys will save over $40 if you guys do sign up for the preseason pass sale for our NBA season pass. You guys will save over $40 if you guys sign up before October 22nd. All right, with that all being said, let's go get into you guys came for, so let's go check it out. Boston and Toronto is our first one. So Boston was a very interesting one last time out. If you guys remember what Boston did for some weird reason, nothing was announced until after the game started, so that was awesome. So we'll see what kind of information we get today from Boston. If Boston's going to play all their normal guys and guys like Derek White and Jaylen Brown, they're going to be play again, probably playing about 20 to 23 minutes. That's kind of what Celtics did last time in Game 2. If Brown but also I could see Brown and Derek White maybe not playing, so maybe Peyton Pritchard and Simons gets a little bit more run here. We'll just have to see. You see, like I said, if Brown's is out, Hauser could get some run. Also, um, Baylor as well could get some run. So it just depends. And also, Josh as well got some really good run last time out, but that was because the other guys were out. But they really played him a ton, so he could be worth a lot. A shot here on DK, and that's mostly it I got there for Boston. So Derek White and Brown are definitely worth a look. If they are out, Simons and Peyton Pritchard are probably the main guys to look at. Over here for Toronto, we'll have to see if Scotty Barnes plays. He was kind of a later scratch in last time, so if he does play here, I think he's a good pick at 8,200. But it is slightly expensive, especially him coming from an injury. I mean, I could see Toronto maybe resting a couple of their starters if they do. Guys like Shed come into play. Walter comes into play. Even if they don't, Walter still comes into play at 4,000. He played pretty good minutes last time out, so they look like they're going to want him to play 18 to 22 minutes probably in this one. But yeah, I mean, if they play the guys R.J. Barrett, Ingram, they're all worth a look. I'm not too scared of this Boston team right now. Um, and then also another one to look at is Murray Boyles at 4,600 for Toronto. If Poitl's out, and only if Poitl, well, not only if Poitl's out, I still think he gets run. Murray gets run if Poitl's in, but still, 4,600 is really not a bad spot for Murray. So Toronto's okay with their starters. Just need to see who's starting, who's not, because like I said, it's kind of getting in that time where they have one last game, they rest their starters, and then they usually have one or two dress rehearsals. So this could be the game. We'll have to see for Toronto. Moving on to Orlando and Philadelphia. Orlando has not played in almost a week, so see how they do things. They might be that one team that goes 17 to 19 minutes, or maybe 20, 21. I don't expect Orlando to push their guys a ton here. But if we get word they're going to play in the second half, then guys like Bain and Paulo are in play. But if they're going to play 19 to 20 minutes, especially on DK, their price isn't really worth it. Wagner's still questionable. Even if he does play, he'll probably be slightly limited just because he's already played a ton over in the EuroLeague. For the most part, I just don't have a ton from this game unless we get word that they're going to play, 23, 24 minutes, because if not, then they're slightly overpriced in a slower matchup here. Moving on to the Philadelphia side, they just came back from overseas. But if they play their guys, the normal amount, like I said, they're in Game 3, so they've had a couple days off. So either A, they could rest some guys, but I don't think they will. I think Maxey and Kelly Oubre get some solid run. If VJ Edgecombe is out, which he might be out, guys like Kennedy Chandler come into play at 3,300. Got some solid run over there in overseas, so that's one guy to look at here on DK. Let me see. Kelly Oubre, as I said, he's not bad at 6,000. George may play, but if he doesn't play, he'll probably play in the next one. Bonner has not really been looking great to start the year, and if Embiid's out again, I wouldn't even mind a GPP shot with Drummond. He had 7 minutes in the first game, and 16 in the last one. So his minutes have obviously jumped up a little bit. So if it's going to be the same rotations, I don't mind looking at Drummond at 4,400, even off the bench. So a couple Philly guys for sure in that one. Utah and San Antonio, this is going to be the one I'm really looking at. Let's go look at the Utah side. So Utah has a lot of question marks, and it's going to be just like they did last time out, right? Um, Isaiah Collier is going to be questionable once again. You got Niang going to be questionable, Marketing, and Kyle Flowowski and Walker Kessler. So we'll have to see if we get word. If we get word, they're all going to be out again. Keontae George once again is going to be in play. Makailu comes into play in 3,800 in GPPs. Sensabaugh will be popular at 4,300. Obviously, Ace Bailey's going to be like 80% owned. Hendricks, man, he popped off at 46. Got to put him in there again. Like I said, if the rotations are going to stay the same. And also, I wanted to say I don't know why it's crazy. Nerd got 24 minutes and Love got 20, so they must have been really down. If they're out again, I mean, I could see Oscar playing a little bit and Mo Bamba because I think they didn't play at all. So I could, if Walker Kessler and Kyle are out again, I could see them sitting like Nurk and Love and then letting Oscar and Mo Bamba play because Nurk and Love played massive minutes. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe one of these guys gets some minutes here tonight. All right, moving on to the San Antonio side, kind of the same thing. They got a lot of injuries from last time. Castle and Harper, some question mark injuries. If San Antonio does play their guys, probably going to play about 22, 23, 24 minutes in this one. Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson both looked really good last time out. Same thing with Victor. He looked pretty good. But yeah, I mean, if Castle and Harper play if one of them or both of them will play, they're in a really good spot against a Utah team where I expect no defense. So keep an eye on San Antonio, but like a couple of their starters for sure. All right, Sacramento and Portland's our last one. So both these teams don't really have a ton of preseason games, so we'll have to see what they do. Zach LaVine only played 13 minutes, so I know I said this about the other teams, but if they do rest a couple of guys here, guys like Keon Ellis come into play, Carter come into play a little bit more, if they keep their normal rotation, which is hard to trust right now. I mean, it's just interesting. But yeah, if they play 20, 23 minutes, DeRozan could be in play. I just don't know how much I want to play guys like DeRozan and LaVine. But guys like Sabonis are definitely in play at 8,700. And moving over here to the Portland side real quick. We expected them to play a lot more minutes in their game the first time around, but they just didn't play a lot. But I think they only have 4 games in this one, and they had 3 last year. So I expect them to play a little bit more, hopefully. So we'll see. Guys like Sharper in a good spot. Denny Avila, I'd like him more if he starts. He didn't start last time out. Kamara comes into play as well. And that's kind of the main guys that we're looking at there. See real quick. I think I missed somebody that I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, here he is, Clifford. Clifford for Sacramento. I think he's going to be another really good play. If you guys saw how he did the first time out, he absolutely popped. He had 10 points, 3 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 steals in 24 minutes. So they're going to play Clifford quite a bit, and I think he's in another good play for you at only 3,800. So let's go plug in a couple players. Speaking of Clifford, why not go put him in there as one of the plays? Once again, like I said, I think he's going to be 80% owned, but if he's going to start and all those guys are out again, I like Bailey. If we get a word a couple of these guys are going to come back, Bailey's still going to get his minutes, but you're slightly chasing his performance. And like I said, he's a good player, but also he has tendencies to have a cruddy game. So keep that in mind with Bailey. So don't go totally all in on him, but he's a really good spot. Maxey at 8,300. I really like him. I think he gets some run. Sharp as well at 7,200. That brings you down a little bit to the power forward position. But like I said, there's just a lot of really good plays out there. If a couple Philly guys are out, Edwards could come in to play a little bit more. Um, Murray Boyles for Toronto. If Poitel's out again, Hendricks as well for Utah. There's just so many good plays out there. You got Kamara as well. And that leaves you at 6,700 to get some really good guards and centers out there. So should be a pretty solid slate with I'm expecting a little bit of news to come out. A couple veterans probably will sit, maybe a couple others will play, but overall should be a pretty good one. So if you guys are interested in premium, like I said, $5 for the day for Fanduel and Draftkings separately, and then only $15 for the rest of the preseason for Fanduel and Draftkings separately. If you want to get in on that, check us out on our Twitter. That'll be in the comment section below, and also. If you don't have that, we have our email. You guys can always message us on there. We'll get you guys all set up and on today's slate. So, and like I said, regular season starts on the 22nd. So we only got about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks out. Very, very excited for it. Like I said, hit that subscribe button. And like I said, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. All right, once again, I appreciate it. We'll see you guys here in the next one.